Everyone, welcome back to Business Studies class. In last class we have seen the classification of business, both industry and commerce we have seen. In that we have seen commerce side, we have seen commerce is divided into two, that is trade and auxiliaries to trade. Auxiliaries to trade can also be called as helpers to trade. When there will be a need of help, if you have any problem, then you will be need of something, isn't it? Yes, we have some hindrances of trade or hindrances to trade, we can say. That is, what is this trade? Buying and selling of goods. In order to buy the goods and in order to sell the goods, both the consumer and the seller has some of the problems. Those are called hindrances of trade. Is it clear? Once again, I will be explaining this. When goods are produced by a manufacturer, by the industry, those goods has to be given to the consumer. That is what your trade. That is, buying and selling of goods is called your trade, isn't it? So, in the movement of goods, there come many issues. Those issues are called hindrance of trade. So, you can see the list of 6 hindrances, and your auxiliaries to trade are the helpers to these hindrances. Okay, so hindrances in the sense obstacles, problems, right, which you have to overcome. Okay, so in hindrances of trade we have 6 types, and all those auxiliaries to trade what we have seen are the solution for these hindrances of trade. Okay, let us see one by one. First one is hindrance of place. What is this hindrance of place? See, goods are produced at one place, isn't it? Goods are produced at one place, that is, in a factory, in an industry, goods are produced, and later on those goods has to be sold to the wholesaler, and from there to the retailer, and then the goods will be available to whom? The consumer. So the goods are produced at one place, but the consumers are in the marketplace. So there is a hindrance, that is, there is a problem of place. Goods are produced at one place, but consumers are in need of those goods in some other place. For example, some of the goods what we are purchasing today, they are not actually produced in our locality. They are produced somewhere else, but we are getting that particular product. How this hindrance, how this place hindrance is overcome? It is through the transportation. It is the transportation which is helping to make those goods available to us, though they are not produced in our place. For example, I am at Hospet. No goods are produced here, but also I am getting all the goods here. Are you clear? The people of Hospet are getting all types of goods, though they are not produced at that particular place. They are produced at various places of our country, but they are provided to our particular region. How it is possible? It is possible through the transportation. With the help of transportation, this place hindrance can be overcome. Is it clear? So goods are produced at one place, but they are needed for consumption at some other place. So such an issue is solved with the help of transportation. As you know, we have different modes of transportation, like air transport we have, road transport we have, railway transport we have, and seaways also we have. By using all these 4 types of transportation, goods which are produced at one place, they are made available at the place of consumption. Okay, so hindrance of place is that the goods are produced at one place, but they are needed at another place. So this is what called hindrance of place, and this problem can be solved with the help of transportation, which is one of the auxiliaries to trade. Hence we say transportation is the helper to trade. Similarly, the second one, hindrance of time. See, the goods are produced at a particular time, but they may be needed to the market after some time. For example, now you need heaters. Okay, now you need, because of this winter season we want to make ourselves warm, so we need heaters. Do you think whenever the need arises, the manufacturing industry starts doing that, making that, manufacturing it? No, generally they are available, they are made at one particular time, but they might be in need by the consumer at some other time. Is it clear? Similarly, the food grains or the vegetables may be produced in huge quantity, but entire huge quantity is not at a time consumed by the consumers. So this is one of the hindrance of time, that is goods are ready at one particular time, that but they might be needed to the customers after some more time. So there is a time gap. Today we produce, but after 10 days that might be needed in the market, that might be needed by the consumer. So 10 days time gap you have, where you have to keep your goods. Is it clear? That is what we call hindrance of time. Goods are produced at one time, but they might be needed by the consumer some other time. Hence this is called hindrance of time, and this problem can be solved with what? As you are right, with the warehouse facility. What you will be doing in the warehouse, you will be storing the goods, and you will be taking appropriate measures to keep the quality of goods, so that when they are when they reach the market, they will be consumed by the consumers and the quality will be good. So such a problem can be solved with the help of warehouses. If you don't have warehouses, what happens? Today you produce and tomorrow you have to sell. You don't have any place to keep your goods. Is it clear? That is what your hindrance of time. That is, goods are produced at one time, but they might be needed by the consumer some other time. So this gap will be maintained by the warehouses. Once the goods are produced, they will be stored in warehouse until the market gets demand. If not, what happens? If you go on supplying the goods, though there is no demand in the market, generally what happens? The prices has to be reduced. We can just observe when vegetables are more in the market. For example, we are well with onion and tomato prices. When there are huge supply in the market, they'll give you for 2 rupees, 5 rupees also 1 kg tomato will be getting. Why we are getting? Some other time it will be more than 30 rupees, and sometimes it will be less than 5 rupees. Why it happens? It is because of the supply and demand force. When there is more supply and less demand, generally the prices will fall. Opposite to that, when there is a less supply and high demand, the prices increases. This is the opposite direction it works. In economics you might study all these things, okay? But you have to understand that when the goods are produced immediately, if they want to dump that into the market, then the prices of the goods will decrease because of no demand. So what the manufacturers, what the industries will be doing, they'll wait until there is a demand in the market. Once the demand for the product starts, they start giving that product to the market. So until then, where they have to keep their goods? They have to store their goods in the warehouses. Is it clear? The next is like hindrance of knowledge. Hindrance of knowledge. Hindrance of knowledge in the sense you don't know about, you don't know anything about a particular product, right? You don't know about a particular product. Then what happens? You will unable to get that particular product. You will unable to purchase that particular product. As of now, we have too many products in the market. So for example, if you use face creams, if you take an example of face creams, okay, or soaps, we have different kinds of soaps by the different companies. How will come to know which is suitable to you? When you see the advertisements, they'll explain about the product, and if your need matches with that particular product, then you start purchase them, isn't it? So that is what called, people does not have knowledge about the product what they have produced, what the company has produced. Because of lack of knowledge or no knowledge, the goods will not be sold in the market. For example, Vanish, if you consider, will be using Vanish to clean up the clothes. Okay, any stains you have, that will be cleaned up with your Vanish product. Okay, if people does not have that knowledge that a particular product can remove these type of stains, do you think the demand for the particular product Vanish increases? Generally no. Product demand will never increase. When there is no demand, generally the sales will be nil. Hence what the company people will do, they come out with the advertising. They come out with the advertisement. In advertisement, what they do, they like to share the knowledge about a product. About a product, they want to share the knowledge to the consumers. After seeing that advertisement, if my necessity is that, then I'll go and purchase that particular product. So in that way, hindrance of knowledge will be solved with the help of advertisement. Advertisement is one of the helper to trade. If no advertisements are there, people does not have knowledge about that particular product, hence they will not get a right product. The next is hindrance of finance, that is money. So money is one of the scarce resource, isn't it? Everyone will not be sound enough to help their industry. So that is one of the problem. Money is one of the problems. So what happens? Your banking and financial institutions will support the business people. They provide the finance and hence they become helpers to trade. Hindrance of finance means a lack of money to start a business. See, to start a business, to proceed with a business, to do marketing activity, to go with advertisement, everything what I need? Money I need. If I don't have money, though I have good knowledge, I cannot do anything. Isn't it? So lack of finance is one of the hindrance to the trade. If you don't have money, you cannot do anything, right? So banking and financial institutions will help the industrial people providing finance. Many financial institutions have been developed by our government of India in order to support industrialization and this trade also. Then comes hindrance of risk. Hindrance of risk. So everywhere I told you risk will be present in business and the degree of risk will be high. We have compared business, profession and employment. Okay, economic activities, all three are the economic activities. In that, it is the business alone which has high degree of risk. What is this risk? Possibility of losing something. Possibility of uncertainty of returns. Okay, so there is a great risk in business, to be frank, because whatever money you have invested, there is no certainty that you will get that. See, for example, if you are working for someone, there is a certainty that after 1 month I will be getting my salary, but that is not case in the case of your business. You don't have any certainty of receiving the returns, hence a degree of risk will be more in your business. So if you have such type of risk, who will come forward to do a business? Are you getting me? See, for example, I want to get involved into trade. I want to send my goods from one place to another. As I said, in Hospet region, no industries are there. Everything I have to get it from somewhere else. Okay. Transportation. Through transportation, you want to get it. But there is a risk in transport. Goods might be undergo theft in transit. That is while they are in transport. Or else there might be an accident chance. Right? Hence there is a risk. So nobody want to transport goods from that place to Hospet region. Then what happens? Hospet people will never get a right product. Though they are having money to pay towards that product, they don't get it. Because the transporters or the industries, they are feeling that we have great risk in transporting goods from our place to Hospet region. So we don't want to transport. In such a case, what will be the position of Hospet people? That is what called your hindrance of a risk. Hence, you have to understand insurance has become solution for this risk. What is this insurance companies will assure you? They assure you that you pay me some premium. Okay, you pay me some premium and you say, and without any tension you just involve in transportation. If in transit something happens to the goods, it's we who are going to pay for you. If nothing happens, that money what you have initially paid will not be returned to you. If something happens, then it is we who are taking risk of that. The risk will be shifted from the consumer and from the producer to whom? The insurance company. If the insurance companies does not come forward by providing this service, no companies will transport goods to our region. Are you getting that? So in that way, hindrance of risk can be overcome by the insurance. And next is hindrance of information. Hindrance of information in the sense, see, goods are produced and they are ready in the industry, but it is not communicated to the market. That is not informed to the market. Then what happens? The consumer will not have any idea about that product. They only use the old product. So hindrance of information can be overcome by the communication. Hindrance of information can be overcome by the communication. So in communication you have different ways. Like through postal communications, it is very essential that there should be a good information between the business people, suppliers, creditors and all those things. There is very important that information has to be passed from one person to another. Alright, in business services and emerging modes of business, you will be studying this part. Okay, hindrance of information. See, for example, I have raw materials, even supplier, I am a supplier of raw material, the goods are available with me, but I don't know how to contact the industry where my raw materials can be used, then what happens? I am unable to sell my raw materials, and the company people are unable to take the inputs. But if you have a communication system, it can be like mail system or phones, through any other media, internet facilities we have. Through this, if you are able to contact the required person, then what happens? It is very easy. It is very easy to sell the goods and to pass the information. We know in this position, because of this COVID-19, we are completely depending upon the communication infrastructure. That is, we are completely depending upon the internet and all. So how it is made possible? Because already we have that stitch of communication. So hindrance of information can be overcome by what? Your communication. And one more point you have here, I just missed writing here, that is hindrance of person. Hindrance of person in the sense, see, the goods are produced in bulk quantity, but every time the consumer is not in need of bulk quantity. Is it clear? Goods are produced by the manufacturer in bulk, but the consumer needs in small quantity. So what happens if the industrialist or the manufacturer starts selling the individual quantity to the individual consumer? It is an high-tech job for him, because I might be needing of only one quantity, some might be needing 5, but he is producing the goods in 1,000 numbers. Then what happens? The risk of selling becomes more to the manufacturer, and every time I have to go to the industrial place. So it is not a good mode. So what happened? We have a middlemen called wholesalers and retailers. Right? Wholesalers and retailers we have. So what this wholesaler will be doing? We have seen in the part of trade now, wholesaler is a person who purchases goods in bulk quantity. So manufacturer is willing to sell in bulk quantity, even wholesaler is willing to purchase in bulk quantity. And now the wholesaler will be selling to whom? The retailer, and the retailer will be selling to whom? The consumer. So at this part, consumer will be exactly getting what quantity he need. If he directly approaches the industrial person is not able to give you a single quantity. Okay, so somewhere you might come across this situation when you have gone for market. See, people will be ready, they want to sell at bulk, but you need individuals. So simply they say, no, we don't sell in retail, they say. Okay, that is the situation. So that is what called hindrance of person. If you don't have middlemen, the trade does not takes place smoothly. Hence we need people. Okay, that is what middlemen. So hindrance of person can be avoided through whom? Middlemen. So these you have to learn about the trade. So whenever I start buying and selling of goods, I come across all these problems, all these obstacles, hindrances, and hence the access to trade will help me to overcome all my hindrances and move with my trade very smoothly. Okay, go with the notes also, try to understand the points, and if you don't understand, if you have any doubts, you can just feel free to call me. Okay, till we meet in our next class, take care, bye bye.